Welcome to Royals Unfiltered, the #1 spot where we strip away the palace polish and bring you the real, raw and unfiltered truth about Prince Harry, Meghan Markle and the royal family like you've never heard before. I'm Gideon, your host and fellow royal truth seeker, and if you're tired of one-sided narratives, PR spin and sugar-coated headlines, you're in the right place. We dive deep into the drama, the secrets and the stories the mainstream media won't touch, with no filters, no bias and no fear. This is a community of critical thinkers and royal watchers who want more than just the surface. So before we jump into today's episode, make sure to like this video, subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss the latest tea. And don't forget to drop your thoughts in the comments, because here, your voice matters. Let's get into it, because behind every royal smile there's a story, and we're here to tell it. Royalty in turmoil. UN slams neglect of Prince Harry's security. The United Nations officials' scathing criticism of the British royal family's alleged refusal to fund security for Prince Harry and his family during their visits to the UK has sent shockwaves through the monarchy. Despite Harry's status as the son of King Charles, the official claims that his pleas for protection have fallen on deaf ears, suggesting a disturbing lack of concern for the safety and well-being of the Sussex clan. This blatant disregard for their own kin, the official argues, is fueled by King Charles and Prince William's apparent prioritisation of wealth over familial responsibility. The implications of these allegations are truly astonishing, casting a dark shadow over the royal family's reputation and raising serious questions about the extent to which they are willing to go to maintain their opulent lifestyle at the expense of their own blood. Allegations against the royal family. The UN officials' scathing accusations shed light on the royal family's apparent indifference towards Prince Harry and his loved ones. By refusing to fund security for their own flesh and blood during UK visits, they have demonstrated a blatant disregard for the safety and well-being of the Sussex family. This disturbing revelation suggests that the royals are more preoccupied with preserving their wealth and avoiding personal expenses than ensuring the protection of their own kin. The officials' condemnation paints a damning picture of a family that has prioritised its material interests over the basic needs of its members, casting a shadow over the institution's claim to uphold traditional values of kinship and responsibility. Despite being a member of the royal family, Prince Harry's pleas for adequate security protection during his visits to the United Kingdom have been repeatedly ignored by King Charles and Prince William. This disturbing neglect has raised serious concerns about the safety and well-being of Harry and his immediate family. According to a United Nations official, the royal household appears to be prioritising wealth and personal finances over the fundamental need to safeguard their own kin, a shocking display of callousness that jeopardises the security of the Sussexes. The implications of this alleged refusal to fund protective measures are deeply troubling, underscoring the apparent disregard the senior royals have for Harry's legitimate concerns about the risks he and his family face. The implications of these allegations are far-reaching both for the Sussex family and the royal family's public image. By refusing to provide adequate security for Prince Harry and his loved ones, the British monarchy risks exposing them to potential harm and fueling further public outcry. This could not only jeopardise the safety of the Sussexes, but also tarnish the royal family's reputation, raising questions about their priorities and commitment to the well-being of all its members. The accusations of prioritising wealth over the protection of their own kin could resonate deeply with the public, further eroding trust in the institution and its leadership. As the royal family navigates this delicate situation, they must consider the long-term consequences of their actions and the need to address these concerns head-on, lest they risk irreparable damage to their standing on the global stage. The United Nations officials' scathing critique has laid bare the British monarchy's callous disregard for the safety of its own family members. by refusing to fund security for Prince Harry and his loved ones during their visits to the United Kingdom. The royals have demonstrated a shocking prioritisation of wealth and status over the basic human need for protection. This blatant neglect not only places the Sussexes at grave risk, but also casts a harsh light on the priorities of King Charles and Prince William. Rather than ensuring the well-being of their own flesh and blood, the official alleges that the royals have selfishly chosen to safeguard their personal coffers, an unconscionable decision that raises serious questions about the monarchy's true values. As the son of the reigning King Charles III, Prince Harry is rightfully entitled to ongoing security and protection as a member of the British royal family. However, it is deeply concerning to hear reports that his pleas for safeguarding his family during visits to the UK have been, repeatedly denied. This callous disregard for the safety of the King's own flesh and blood raises serious questions about the priorities and values of the monarchy. Despite his royal lineage, it appears that Harry has been left vulnerable and exposed, a situation that not only jeopardizes his personal well-being but also reflects poorly on the institution he was born into. Tensions within the royal household. The rift between Prince Harry and the rest of the royal family has only deepened in recent years, fueling a growing power struggle within the household. Behind the carefully curated public image, tensions are simmering as Prince William and King Charles have allegedly refused to provide security funding for Harry and his family during their visits to the UK. This perceived neglect has only exacerbated the sense of division, with the UN official accusing the senior royals of prioritising wealth over the well-being of their own flesh and blood. The dynamics within the palace walls have become increasingly complex, as the Sussexes navigate this precarious situation amidst concerns for their personal safety. UN official exposes royal family's neglect of Prince Harry's security. Despite the vast wealth and resources of the British royal family, reports indicate a surprising unwillingness to allocate the necessary funds for Prince Harry's security during his visits to the UK. This perceived reluctance from King Charles and Prince William has raised serious concerns about the safety and well-being of the Duke of Sussex and his immediate family. The UN officials' scathing critique suggests that the royals' prioritisation of their personal finances over the protection of their own kin is not only deeply troubling, but also potentially putting Harry and his loved ones at risk. The implications of this alleged neglect could have far-reaching consequences, both for the royal family's public image and the actual security of the Sussex household. Backlash and reputational damage. The UN officials' scathing allegations have sparked a fierce backlash against the royal family, further damaging the monarchy's already tarnished reputation. Across social media, the public has expressed outrage at the apparent neglect of Prince Harry's security needs, with many criticising the royals for prioritising their own wealth and status over the safety of their own flesh and blood. This scandal has reignited long-simmering tensions between the Sussexes and the rest of the royal clan, potentially widening the rift and eroding public trust in the very institution that the monarchy is meant to uphold. As the fallout continues to reverberate, the royal family faces an uphill battle to restore its image and credibility in the eyes of both the British public and the international community. Calls for accountability. The UN officials' explosive claims have sparked widespread calls for the royal family to address this security issue head-on. Critics argue that the safety of Prince Harry and his loved ones should be a top priority, regardless of personal or financial considerations. There are growing demands for King Charles and Prince William to publicly acknowledge the allegations and outline concrete steps to ensure the Sussex family's protection during their visits to the UK. Failure to do so could have serious consequences, both in terms of public backlash and potential legal ramifications if the claims of neglect are ultimately proven true. The world is watching closely, eager to see whether the royals will rise to the occasion and uphold their moral and ethical responsibilities to their own flesh and blood.